Salut mon Saiyajin, aujourd'hui j'ai l'honneur d'être avec Chang. Chang est créateur du site Six Pack Shortcut et aujourd'hui il a créé une nouvelle méthode, un nouveau système d'entraînement qu'on appelle le flow training. Le flow, c'est un état où il n'y a plus de résistance. Comme dirait Bruce Lee, be water my friend.
We're able to get our training done without having to constantly have resistance in our body or resistance in our mind. An example is like, I want to exercise, but my body, I don't feel like it. But I know I want to do it, but I don't, my body says no. My mind says yes, go for it. So there's resistance between the two. Another one is like, my body is like, whew, I feel good, I want to do it. But my mind is wandering around, thinking of this, thinking of this. So there's resistance because the two are not aligned. So when we're in flow, whatever we want to do, our body and our mind is together. So when we're talking about flow, imagine that you are this person. Let's say this is you, and this is your goal. A lot of times we have these, we'll call these resistance. So these are resistance. So this resistance is like challenges, there are obstacles, there are problems and things like that. And when we want to get to our goal, our ideal way is to go directly straight, right? We want to go directly straight to here. This is like perfect. But because there's resistance a lot of times, if we were to do this, we would run into a problem here, a problem here, problem here. So when we're in flow, all we're doing is we're looking at that there's resistance and we go, I'm going to go around. And then maybe I go around here. And then we're doing this. So this way we can follow an easier path, a path of least resistance. And so these resistance, they can be people, they can be problems and environment, a lot of things going on. And a lot of times if we continuously run into these resistance, run into the problems and we are trying to not go around it, then we run into something called force. So what force is when we are forcing something that does not want to happen. So how often do you run into where someone doesn't want to do something and you're like, come on, just do it, just do it, just do it. Okay, if you don't do it, I'm gonna do this to you. Or, you know, and so where people tend to force a lot of things. Or, yeah, how about I pay you more money, I pay you more money, okay, fine, all right. So then we can use force and then we can go through. Yeah. But force takes more time, it sometimes costs more money.
Energy.
A lot more energy. And so even though if we look at the example, it looks like it's a shorter path. But don't be fooled because this shorter path here could take a lot more time. So it's not representing in time. This might take, let's say this could take 1 month. Just for example, it could take 1 month to do this because breaking down this wall here is very difficult. But maybe we go here and they only take maybe 1 week. So just as an example, so the question goes, why do we not want to do this? What costs, because this looks very obvious. Someone goes, okay, well, of course I would just do this, right? I wouldn't hit my head against the wall. Why would I want to do that? But what happens is many people do that all the time, every day, even right now. And the reason why is because they don't want to look at something with a different perspective. But it's hard to change our perspective if we are attached to the outcome of how we do something. So let's say if we were to go and look at our mind. Our mind is divided into 2 parts. We'll say this is the mind. So the mind, we have our conscious mind. And our conscious mind makes up 5 to 10% of our thoughts. And now subconscious, which is underneath that. So is our, we'll say here. So our subconscious makes up 90 to 95%. And so our thoughts is a combination here between, we'll say like this. Our thoughts here, we have conscious, subconscious, they're all thoughts. But the conscious makes up 5 to 10%. The subconscious makes up 90 to 95%. A lot of people go, okay, well, I'm going to change the thoughts. What they don't realize is that the subconscious part of the mind is influenced directly through feelings. And the feelings, therefore, the subconscious is part of the body. So this is the part that people are not realizing and that they're starting to learn right now. If we want to go and change the subconscious part of the mind, which is the bigger part, we need to change the feelings and the body. Because when we do this, the thoughts that are underneath the surface, they start to change. The subconscious thoughts determines our belief.
Yeah.
It determines like the way we look at ourselves. If we don't change the feeling in the body, we don't change the subconscious part of the mind. The subconscious part of our mind can be in fear. And the conscious part of our mind can be in love. So that means the example of this could be on the conscious side, 5 to 10%. Hey, I love you, brother. I love you. Oh, you're my best friend. I love you. I love you so much. So then our conscious part, we recognize, I love everything. But the inside feeling that I feel could be fear. And the fear would be, I don't realize this is happening because I'm only aware of the conscious. Conscious means I know what's going on. Subconscious is it's underneath the surface. I don't know what's going on. So what happens with a lot of people is consciously they could be happy. They could be loving. Everything is great. I love my life. But then they look at their life and nothing is going the way they want. But they go, I don't know why. Everything seems to be fine. You know, I know what I want. I'm good to people. Why can't I get what I want? Why can't I find a good girlfriend? Why can't I make more money? Why do I keep trying to strive and I don't get what I want? Because the feelings, the subconscious mind is saying something different. I want my body to have love. My mind is like, I'm happy with everybody. I love you, I love you, love you. My body goes, I'm afraid inside. So if I want my body to have love, then I can say, okay, I focus only on love and nothing else. And this way I can change my body by using my mind. It could work. But now somebody would have to focus completely, all of their concentration, 100% on love. And anytime.
No doubt.
No doubt, no fear, no worry, no frustration, no stress, no problems. They don't have, and so everything is focused on love, love, love. And they keep looking at it, they don't see anything else. And then over time, their feeling will change. But it's very difficult to do that.
You have to be Superman.
You have to like be Superman. You have to be able to have tremendous amount of focus and concentration. And that's a big problem today because people's minds are always doing this here, 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 here. So then what we do is not that we don't use the mind to change feelings. We use mind and body. So we together, right? Together. So this is where the mind, body, instead of just doing only mind, we do together. So now the body, we want to change the feelings using our body. It's easier because we don't have to, there's no concentrating needed for the body to change the feeling. If we go and do 10 burpees right now, we can concentrate on, we can think about what we're gonna eat for lunch, but we will feel the 10 burpees. I don't care, like your mind can be somewhere else, but your body will feel it, you know? That's the thing about using the body to change the feelings versus using the mind. The body is it's a direct way to feelings. The mind, you gotta go around. Because the body can change the feelings directly. I looked at what I was doing and I looked at, like, let's say the type of training I was doing. And so The type of training that I used to do a lot is resistance. Right, resistance training, building muscles. And then on top of that, also some cardio. So when we use resistance training and cardio, this helps us feel good, right? That's why people do it, because like, oh, they feel better in their body than if they don't do it. The problem is that both, not this one, majority more resistance, this creates tension, tightness. So whenever we get, if we're on the computer and we're on this side, our shoulders get very tight. Yeah. And a lot of people have problems with their lower back, very tight hips, tight all the way around. If we don't let go of the tension, if we don't relax, then every time when we get frustrated, we hold on to tension. The tension is in our body and it doesn't go away. So let's call it stress. Stress creates tension. Every time we stress, we tense. Resistance creates tension, right? And so cardio doesn't create tension directly, but if we're doing running, and our legs get very sore, it still gets very tense. Yeah. So if stress creates tension, resistance makes us feel better, but it also creates tension. So it helps some, but not completely. So then now there's a problem, because we need to go into relax. If our body is tense all the time, you cannot rest. Sure. Right? When our mind is tense, it's always talking, stress. So when we look at relaxing, we just think like, what can create relaxation? So one of the most effective ways to do it is meditation. And we were talking about how you were doing meditation, and you can share that with the people too. Meditation, one of the best ways to create relaxation. But another way to do it is yoga, which we'll say is involving in stretching. Now yoga, there's a lot of things, but stretching is one of the most popular right now in yoga. And it also creates relaxation. There's also breathing, or what we call breath work. And all kinds of different breathing to increase the circulation, to relax the body. That creates relaxation. There's also what we call Qigong. So Qigong is a movement of energy. It's a practice where we move and we breathe and we focus. This will also create relaxation. And there's one more thing. Massage.
Feel really good.
Yeah. Massage, one of the most popular ways to create relaxation. So if we want to relax, we need to do these things. These things up here, the resistance and the cardio, it creates tension, but it's not that it's bad. Yeah. It's just that it also creates tension, just like stress. Because the good thing about resistance and cardio is you have strength. Strength, cardio gives you like endurance, right? So if we look, the two is good. It's like a yin yang. It's like a balance. You want to be strong, but you want to be soft, right? You want to be like, you want to be able to be very tense, but you want to be very loose. It's always a balance. So the resistance cardio is really good to create the balance, to give you the strength and the endurance. But you also need the other things to have the relaxation. And then when you have these two combined together, now you can have peace. Yeah. Now you can have the balance and harmony in the body and the mind.
That's why we suggest you to do flow training.
Remember to move with the rhythm of your breath.
And let us know your opinions below the video. Si vous avez des questions, exprimez-vous dans la barre des commentaires. Je mets le lien de la chaîne de mon ami Mike Chang dans la description de la vidéo, mais aussi sous la vidéo. N'hésitez pas à vous inscrire. Il va vous parler de techniques de méditation, justement de flow training, justement pour relâcher votre corps et être une meilleure version de vous-même. En fait, Mike va vous aider à devenir des super saiyajin Goto. On veut tous atteindre l'ultra instinct. L'ultra instinct, c'est la conscience, c'est le flow training. Peace and soirée.